Are you tired of not gaining new fans? Feeling stuck with mediocre earnings and you don't know what content to create next, but also you're scared to work with an agency because either you've had a bad experience or you've heard the horror stories of people who have? Well, let's talk about why most OnlyFans agencies in 2025 may be adding to your struggles instead of solving them. Far too many creators sign with agencies and they think they're going to break past slow fan growth or low income just to find out they're left with unclear guidance, or they're stuck in outdated strategies, or pressured to create content that just doesn't feel authentic. And don't even get me started on poorly equipped chatters who make you look like a bot, who's desperate for money, who doesn't have time to build relationships with your fans, and can potentially ruin your whole business that, let's be honest, you've worked way too hard to lose. And most agencies promise the world, but underdeliver every time. They charge randomly high fees, they push borderline spammy marketing methods, and they fail to personalize strategies for individual creators. And this just leads to lost potential, wasted money, and a lot of broken trust. But here's the good news. Not all agencies are the same. And in this video, I'm going to teach you the telltale signs of a bad agency, because you deserve more than just generic advice or shady tactics. Your journey matters, and you have the power to choose an agency that truly supports your unique style and goals. So before you sign on the dotted line, make sure you choose the right partner. That way, you're going to finally break the plateau, boost your income, and find a clear direction for your content. My name's Ellis, and I run a 7-figure OnlyFans consultancy. You should all know me by now, so I'm going to save you the time of reintroducing myself. Let's just get straight into it. So I've been wanting to create this video for a very long time. And there is a couple of reasons why. One of the reasons is that I see so many brand new OFM agency pages popping up on Instagram every single week. And these guys have randomly got 10K followers on this brand new page, which is a little bit sus because they've got no posts, they've got no reels, no highlights, no website, no form to fill out. And these guys are reaching out to OF creators with ludicrous offers like, I can get you 1,000 fans in 24 hours, or I can make you 100K per month within 30 days. And it's kind of funny, but also it's a little bit scary because some of these creators that they're reaching out to will have never been approached by an agency before. And they think, oh my God, jackpot, this agency want to work with me, mom, I've made it. And it's a little bit scary. And it's sad because all that's going to happen is this agency's probably never even had a client before, so they don't know how to get results or make a creator successful. The creator gives away probably 50% of their income, ends up making less money, but the agency don't make money either because they're either paying chatters or they're paying for some shout outs or something, and they don't make money, so they end up quitting in a couple of days, which just leaves this creator with no money and a very bad experience and overview of agencies. Now, some of these people are actually reaching out to my clients on Instagram as well, which is, again, funny because I'll just jump on there and I'll start trolling these people. I'll check the pages out and I'll just start asking them random shit about OFM and simp psychology and OnlyFans and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of basic, but these guys won't know because they have no experience. And usually about 20 minutes later, they'll respond and they've chat GPT'd the answer, and then I'll just leave them be. I'll stop being immature. Now, the next reason is I'll jump on multiple calls every single day with creators who want to work with the agency, or creators that we've outreached to, or clients who I'm already onboarding into the business. And 100% of the models that have worked with agencies before have all had a bad experience, which makes sense because if they would have had a good experience with an agency, they would be making money and developing as a content creator, and they would have no reason to speak to me on the phone, which is normal. Now, the bad thing about this is that so many people have had bad experiences. So it shows that there's bad agencies out there that are successful enough, or they are capable of bringing good clients in and ruining their business. So that is another red flag that made me want to make this video. Now, the final red flag is that when my talent scout is doing outreach on Twitter or Instagram or any social media platform, we often get, as expected, a lot of negative responses. And it's usually like, go away, I don't want to work with agencies, you're a scam, or I've had a bad experience, no way am I letting you ruin my business again, or something along those lines. And naturally, me just being like a one, a businessman, and two, somebody who naturally wants to help people, I'll jump into this conversation and I'll send them a video message or I'll send them a voice note. And it's not to try and persuade them to work with the agency. I know that a lot of these models are so damaged from their experience, they will never work with an agency again, which is fair enough. But also, I feel bad for these people because I see it happen very, very often. So I'll just give them some free value. I'll go onto their page. I'll look at what the pain points are. If they've got their OF link in their Instagram, I'll say, you need to get a landing page. It's going to get flagged. I'll say, start doing some call to actions on your story every 24 hours. Follow these creators. You've got this works well. Do more of this, do less of that. And I'll just give them some free advice in just like a 5-minute voice note. And it's just to give them a hand. But again, this was the nail in the coffin that's made me think, right, these creators are getting such a bad experience in that as soon as they get a message or they get approached about an agency, it triggers them so much that they become abusive to me, who they don't know, just because I'm trying to outreach to help these people. They don't understand that I've been able to build a 7-figure OnlyFans management system. They also don't understand that there is good agencies out there. So it's, you know what, it's normal for these guys to get so offended, which I don't mind. So I want to share a story with you about a client of ours who we signed about 6 weeks ago. So she's an OF creator. She's from the US and she loves surfing, she loves skateboarding, and she loves netball. She'd built a following of over 30,000 followers on Instagram. She'd gained over 700 fans on OF and she was making 13K a year. Now, her OnlyFans got to a point where obviously trying to speak to 700 fans every single day while selling content, creating, posting, and doing all that kind of stuff, as well as living your life, it got too much. She'd heard about agencies and she'd been outreached to by plenty in the past. So she went onto her message requests. She'd seen an agency, which was a well-established agency, which I won't mention. She DM'd them back. She jumped into a call and she was like, oh my God. This agency starts saying, oh, you've got potential to make 500K a month. We can make you $1 million a month. Like, you can do this, you can do that. We'll get you making this type of content. And she was excited. She also asked in there if she could create content that she's already doing. They go, yeah, of course you can do that. Now, once she signed the dotted line, she got thrown into the pack and her agency started saying, right, start creating this content. She didn't like dancing. She didn't like interviewing in the street. She didn't want to do this OF trending stuff, but the agency insisted, if you want to get to these marks that we're saying, 500K a month, you need to do this. So she's just like, oh, okay, I'll do it. Now, 3 months down the line, her Instagram was just full of this clickbaity, fake, unauthentic content that clearly wasn't her. Off the back of that, on OnlyFans, she'd started to lose fans because she wasn't gaining any new fans. Obviously, the current subscribers were churning like they naturally do on OnlyFans. And all her agency were getting to do were create this unauthentic content and also create lots of sellable OnlyFans content, which isn't really required, because if you're not gaining new fans, there's no point making that much OF content, like over the top amounts of OF content. It's important that you're obviously generating new fans and you're marketing yourself well. Now, this creator was tied into a 12-month contract. She actually got out of the contract in the beginning of 2024. When she left a year later, she was now earning 5K per month, which wasn't too bad because she was actually earning 2.5 after the agency took their 25%, their 50%. From 13 to 5 is still pretty bad. Her brand was damaged. All of her fans were convinced that it wasn't her. Her brand on social media was an absolute mess, and she promised herself she would never work with an agency before. Now, when I reached out to her on Instagram, one of my talent scouts said, this is a good creator. Can you send her a personalized video message? I think she's going to be a good one. So I sent her a video message and I basically told her what our offer is, how we can help her, dug out a couple of pain points, which I could clearly see. And fair play to the girl, she wasn't negative. She got back to me pretty quick and she sent me a voice note and she told me this whole story, which I've just shared with you. So like I said, I feel bad and I say, listen, let me jump on a call. I don't want to sign you as a creator. That wouldn't be fair. With your experience, that's never going to work. But what I do want to do is give you some advice, because I've seen some things on your page which I know you could definitely improve on, and you don't need an agency to improve these things. So she's like, okay, let's do it. So I jump on a 30-minute call. I help her out. I give her loads of advice. I give her access to some of our systems for free. And I say, go and like be successful, have a good life, like you deserve it. 3 months down the line, I then receive a message back from her. And she's been following the page. She's been following my YouTube videos. She's been back and forth with some of my team a little bit. And then she wanted to jump on a call. So I said, absolutely, let's do it, no problem. Now, when I jump onto calls, I'm different to every other agency. Most especially the amateur agencies, will jump on and this is how their call will go. The first 2 minutes are going to be, hey, how are you? Whereabouts in the world are you? What have you been up to? And they'll pass 2 minutes just to try and build that little bit of a bond and try and get you nice and relaxed and just to get them relaxed too because they're probably nervous. The next 2 minutes is, oh, so my name's this and this is what we do and I'm just going to talk you through a couple of things. So let me ask you a few questions, and they're going to start asking you questions about your OnlyFans page, and they're going to be digging into your pain points, which is natural. That's not the bad thing to do. Like, that's definitely what you should do when you're trying to sell a service, if you can actually prove and give the results that you say you're gonna. But they'll dig into your pain points, and that could be chatting, it could be having a schedule, it could be posting consistently, anything to do with OnlyFans. There's quite a lot of pain points. Now, once you tell them all your pain points, they're gonna say, okay, well, these are what solutions we can do for you. And they're going to start saying, for your chatting, we can give you 24-hour chatting. These guys are really good at what they do. They sell loads of content. They're making us loads of money, which they're probably not. With the marketing side, we can pay for this and we can do this. And we have AI and we have dating apps. And they're going to just show you a load of shiny objects and they're going to make it sound like the best thing ever. You're probably not going to ask a lot of questions because you're just so like, whoa, this is going to be amazing. Yeah, let me sign the contract. And you're going to sign the contract and then you're going to be tied in. Now, how my calls go when I jump on, I basically just want to get a feel for if you are going to be a good collaboration for us. Because if I jump on, yes, I could probably close you as a client. It doesn't really matter what you're earning. I can tell you what you want to hear. But on the back end, I can also provide that. But what I would rather do, rather than bringing in hundreds of creators who may not be a good fit for my service and my team, I will be specific and I want to find out if you are actually going to be a good fit. So when I'm asking questions to my clients, I'm trying to get into their mindset. I'm trying to see if they're motivated. I'm trying to see if they've got big dreams and big ambitions. I'm not saying, oh, so what sort of things do you struggle with then? And doing all that kind of stuff, because that's what every agency owner says. I'm in control because I have solutions to problems that you have. I also have proof to back it up. I have models that I can let my wannabe clients speak to, and everything's solid. The foundations are built. The business is running nice and smoothly. So I don't need to try and be pushy on calls. I will spend time more asking questions about this client and the mindset and the drive. And I'll also say, okay, well, this is what I do. I think we're a good fit, or I'll be honest, I don't think we're a good fit, but I can give you, for the time that you jumped on the call, I can give you some of our systems just to give you a hand, and we go our separate ways, or we sign and work together. Now, once I jumped on this call with this creator and I started telling her all the things that we could do, she wanted to see proof. So I said, yeah, no problem. I'll show you some proof. So I shared my screen, showed her my inflow, showed her results, gave her some numbers to some clients that I've got. And then I also showed the full side of the marketing system, the leverage fulfillment infrastructure that we use. And within that was all these different content verticals, which some of them are like what all these other creators are doing, like Jelly Beans and Camilla. Now for her, it was a little bit of a, oh, are they trying to get me to create this content again? And instantly I told her this. When we onboard models, the last thing we want to do is get you to create content that doesn't align with your brand, because it comes across as unauthentic, unnatural. You don't want to do it because it's not what you do. We want people to do things that, one, they are interested in, two, they do it every single day, and three, they can still build a brand off the back of it. So I say, look, you do skateboarding, you do snowboarding, you do netball. I'm going to find you the biggest creators in that space. I'm going to find you the best examples and the verticals of content within those three verticals for you to recreate, and we're going to test it. 3 weeks later from us working with this creator, she was already back up to what she started with when she was first at her peak, which was 13K, which is still good, because then now she's making 6.5K instead of the 5K that she was making. So she's already up 3 weeks in. Now, 3 months later, which is pretty much around today's date, she's now making $33,000 per month, which is, she's now on 16 or 15.5K, which again is a good bridge of gap. Now, this creator is not creating mass amounts of content. She isn't super active, and these results are not the best results in the world. But the reason why I'm telling you this story is because this creator who had she'd been damaged from an agency, she was also opening to hearing more. She found an agency that worked well for her, and she's decided to work with us, and it's paid off. So enough of story time. Now I want to tell you the 3 questions you need to ask an agency before you decide if you should jump on a call with them. Because most of the outreach messages you will receive from an agency will be the exact same one. Hey, I love your brand. I seen you're an OF creator. I think that if you worked with us and implemented our strategies and let us pay for this and pay for that, you could easily go from earning this to this, and we will manage your full page so you will get back all of your free time. And it's crazy. It's the same one that every single one use. It's a copy and paste message. The first question that you should ask an agency is, what is your offer? Like, what is your offer? Now, a bad agency does not know the difference between a service and an offer. They don't even know what an offer is. And a bad agency will answer the question like this. Our offer is that we will do 24-hour chatting and we'll manage your page and we'll do dating apps and we'll pay for promo and we'll get you shout outs on our models' pages. That is not an offer. That is the service. Now, a good agency will have a guaranteed offer and it'll look something like this. I guarantee that we will gain you 1,000 fans within 30 days. If not, we'll give you $1,000 and we will not take any money from you. Or whatever you're currently earning right now, you'll be earning double that amount within a certain time frame. If we don't get that, we'll give you a full refund and we'll send you and a friend on a free holiday. That is an offer. And the reason why agency owners should be given an offer is because why would you create the business that you've created and then potentially sign with them, give them 50% for them not to be able to guarantee you good results. So always look out for an offer. And if a bad agency doesn't know what an offer is and they say what their service is instead, it's a red flag. Which brings me on to the next question. Can you show me your contract? Now, within that contract, there's going to be a number of things that you should be looking out for. One of the main things is the offer. You want to see that whatever they say they can do, i.e., I'll double the amount of money you make within this time period, or we'll give you a full refund, that needs to be in the contract. Now, if they don't send you the contract, then they're not a legit business. They don't have the foundations. They don't understand anything to do with OnlyFans. They're just trying to sign the first client and just probably try and work from the phone doing the chatting and probably make you no money. Now, that's the second question you should ask. The final question is, can you show me some of your creators that you work with or put me in contact with them so I can speak to them? Now, this is a little bit of a gray area, I'm not going to lie, because obviously creators do not want it to be public knowledge that they're working with an agency. So for example, if an agency sends you their creators and then you were to post it online and say these models work with this agency, beware, then it's going to ruin the business and it's just not going to be good. So some agencies, bad agencies, will ignore your message because they don't have the proof and they'll just go, oh, we'll just find someone else who doesn't ask questions. Or they'll say, oh, we can't really do that because we signed a disclosure and we said that we're not going to do this, so we can't do it. Good agencies will say, I can't send you it publicly, but let's jump on a call. I'll answer any questions you've got. I'll show you my creator's profile so you can go and talk to them. I'll give you the mobile numbers. And I know that pretty much all of my creators would be comfortable speaking to any clients because they all have good things to say. Now, when you do get to speak to a model, it's important that you ask a certain amount of questions like, how do the agency work? How do they do the marketing? What are the chatting like? What's the content fulfillment like? And just ask every single thing that you need to know about before you actually commit to going in a call with the agency. So let's say you jump on the call with an agency. Now, this is how a bad agency call is going to look. It's going to be 2 minutes of, oh, hi, how are you? Whereabouts are you from? Yeah, what have you been up to? And they're trying to just get relaxed. They're trying to relax themselves because it's probably the first call. They're trying to get you relaxed so that you're open to the sales that they're going to be giving you. And they're going to get to know you for a little bit. Then as it starts to slow down, they're probably going to introduce yourself. Oh, I'm so-and-so, and I do this, and I do that. Okay, so let's get into it. And the first thing they're going to do is they're going to try and dig into your business and your pain points, because pretty much every single OF creator who is interested in working with an agency is experiencing the same pain points. It's that they don't have time to chat to all of their fans. They feel overwhelmed. They don't know what OF content to create. They can't keep track of customs. They are struggling to create social media content consistently, and there's just so many things to juggle that they have the same pain points. So they'll be going, oh, so what is it you're struggling with? Oh, why do you need to solve this problem? Why do you need to solve that problem? Then once you've told them all your problems, which is fine, that's what they should do. They want to know your problems to see if they have the solution. But bad agencies will go, yeah, we have all the solutions. We can do this, we can do that, we can do that. Your problems are solved. You're going to make 500K. Here's the contract, get it signed. You're going to be too excited to even argue the point. You're going to sign the contract and then you're going to find out it's a bad agency. Now, a good agency, this is how my calls would go. I'm going to jump on and I'm going to spend however long it takes getting to know who you are, what type of person you are, if you're motivated, what your ambition is, do you have drive, what experiences have you got, what are your strengths, and then I will find out your weaknesses because I want to see if I actually have the solutions. Now, a good agency, if they speak to a client and they don't think they have the solution for a model, or they don't think it's going to be worth it for either them or the other person or both, they will say, listen, I appreciate jumping on the call. I don't think it's going to work, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some free stuff. I'm going to give you some systems that you can work with. Let's get yourself up to this position first before you commit to an agency. I would say don't take any more calls from agencies because you've got a lot of work to do. There you go. Because why would a good agency want to take on creators who are not ready to be working with an agency, because it's just going to slow their business down? If they don't think they can work successfully with a creator and get them the results, they will be honest. More often than not, if I'm speaking to a client and they say, you know, all the right things because they're trying to impress me, because I'm in the position of power. I've got results, I've got models, I've got systems, I've got good foundations, a really good team. So I'm not jumping on there trying to beg them and pull them in and persuade them to work with my agency. I want to find out if I want to work with them. And that's what makes the call different. And you can feel that when you jump on a call. Sometimes it's fake, you've got to be switched on. Some people will try to make you feel that way, but you just got to be switched on. Now, another thing you should be looking at is, although these agencies are saying things, you want to see the proof. You want to see documentation. You want to see success stories. You want to see how much money that certain clients are actually making, because if you can't see it, it could all just be fake. It could be a fairy tale. So that's another thing that you should do when you jump onto a call. You should be asking, can you show me this? Can you share your screen and show me this kind of thing? And if they can, then pretty legit. Now, two things that you should definitely bring up in sales calls is chatting and it's marketing. Now, the reason why I bring these two up is because there are frequently asked questions within chatting and marketing that always pop up in our calls, and they are very much the same. Now, with chatting, it's, are your chatters from the Philippines? Are your chatters English? Do they speak English? Can they do this? And what you'll find is that most agencies don't have a very big budget. So they'll go into a Telegram group full of Filipinos and they'll say, anybody looking for hiring? We need chatters. And they'll go, yep, here we are. They'll throw them on a page. And don't get me wrong, if you're used to chatting on your page for 2 hours, 3 hours a day, and these guys go on for 24 hours, they are probably going to make more money in the first couple of weeks. But over time, they are going to damage relationships. They don't know how to build relationships. They don't show genuine curiosity. All they do is push for sales. And if people don't buy content, they always seem to get a little bit arsey with the fan, which it definitely burns a relationship, and your fans are just going to see that it's not you. And I like to paint the picture like this. If you imagine a bad chatter as a guy who sells joke books and he comes knocking on your house every single day, and he knocks on the door, talks to you for a couple of seconds, then he goes, do you want to buy my joke book? It's $18. And you say, oh, I'm good, thank you, mate. And he goes, what? Oh, okay, then, well, you must just think I'm not very a good comedian. Okay, see you later. And he walks off and you're like, well, it's a bit of a weird interaction. Okay. A couple of hours later, he comes back, hey, how are you? And I'm like, this guy, I'm good now. How are you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Chats to you for a little bit more. Do you want to buy this book? No. Well, what about for $10? No, I'm good, bro. I don't need the book. Okay. And he keeps coming back. And then after a couple of days or a couple of weeks, you just think, right, I'm just going to shut this guy up. Right. Here's a tenner, bro. Give me the book. I'll see you later. Or you lock your door and you ignore this guy until he never comes back. That's how bad chatters operate. And that's how the picture looks. Now, a good chatter would look like this. Same guy trying to sell the book, comes knocking on your door, but he spends 30 minutes having a laugh, telling you some of his jokes for free, asking you questions about your family, your business, showing interest, and just really building a relationship with you. Now, you're a little bit skeptical at first. You're only chatting for a couple of hours and you just think it's a little bit random that he's just come and started speaking to me. But yeah, I like that guy. And he goes, right, anyway, have a good day, tells another joke and then bounces. And you're like, that guy's pretty cool. Be a little bit random, but he's okay. A couple of hours later, he comes back, oh, I'm just coming back for a catch up. Yeah, what you been up to? How's your father? How's this? How's your business going? Oh yeah, well, here's some advice for me. And then he starts telling you some stories about his family, and you start being like, you know what, I actually really like this guy. And he's still telling jokes, and you start going, oh, tell me more jokes. He still doesn't try and sell you a book. You've not even seen this book yet. You don't even know that he's selling a book. So he bounces again. Now this keeps happening for a couple of days. And then you really like this guy, so you invite him into your house, and you give him a coffee, and you're there talking to him a little bit, and then you say to him, you know what, I'd really like to see you make a joke book. And he goes, oh, it was funny you should say that. I actually do have a book, like I have been writing a book. Do you want to buy it? It's $15. And you go, well, yeah, of course I do, because you like this guy. You built a connection. He showed interest in your life. You trust him, and he's giving you loads of free value. So giving this guy $15 for a book, you're like, yeah, damn right, give me that book. And he goes, right, thank you. You have a good little bye-bye, you give each other a cuddle and you go. Now, the day later, he comes back, still not got a book in hand, and you're there talking again, and you say to this guy, like, you should write another book. I'd like to get another. He goes, oh, I did actually. I wrote another book last night. I thought you might want it, but I didn't want to push it. You know, here it is, $15. No, you know what? Have 20, bro. You've gone out your effort. You've made a new book. I love your content. See you later. And this guy keeps coming back, and every single night he writes a new joke book just for you. And he comes back, and sometimes he raises the prices, sometimes you tip him a little bit of extra, but it's not the book that you want, because you could go on the internet, or you could chat GPT, or you could go to the library and you could find all these joke books. You could watch endless amounts of comedians on YouTube, but because you like this guy and he gives you attention, and you feel a connection, and he's asking you questions about your family and your friends and your business, and you feel like he's a shoulder to cry on at times, he's giving you entertainment and laugh. You're paying this guy for his book because you have the connection with him. And that is what a good chatter does. That is how a good chatter operates. Now, it's very hard for you to ask in that call if a chatter operates like this, and you can't exactly tell that story. There is no guarantee if their chatters are good. But the good thing is, hopefully their offer will say, we will give you these results within this time frame. If we don't get them, then we don't pay you, or we pay you. And that means to you that it doesn't really matter. If you sign the contract and their chatters are shit, yes, it's going to damage your business a little bit, but also ask them in the contract, well, if I start losing this amount of fans, I'm going to be able to pull the plug. I need a get out clause, and that's super important as well. Now, with the marketing side, a lot of frequently asked questions for marketing is, can you run Reddit? Can you do this? Can you put me on a dating app? Will you pay for me this? Will you pay for shout outs? Can you get me doing these collabs? And a lot of bad agencies will just be yes men. Yeah, of course we can do that. Yeah, well, we can do that. Yeah, of course we can, of course we can. And to you, it's music to your ears. A good agency will put you straight and they'll say, listen, we're not going to put straight away shout out and promo if your content isn't good enough. And usually what agencies or what clients would do, what type of creators would actually be looking for an agency, is the ones who are struggling to create social media content. Now, if an agency says, yeah, I can pay for ads, why would they pay for a shout out for loads of followers to come to your page to see content that you've been creating that isn't that good because you haven't built a brand, you're not creating content verticals that are attractive to your target audience, so you're not growing whatsoever? Why would they send traffic there? Now, I'll just put my creators straight and I'll say, listen, right now, you've not even begun your 6-week content roadmap yet, so we don't know what content you're going to officially be creating to build your brand. But over time, when you start seeing success and gaining more traction and gaining views, yes, we will pay for services to bring more traffic there, but we need your page to be established. What I do focus on, it's not investing money into you and trying to just bring traffic. I invest time and effort into you as a creator because we focus heavily on helping our creators become the best content creator they can be. And I say this to all my clients in the onboarding call. I said, why would I pay for you to basically get new traffic and new fans if you are not nailing the foundations of being a content creator? Because if anything ever happens or a couple of years down the line and you've not developed your skills as a content creator, if we stop working together or if you did this or got distracted, you're not going to be a better creator. You're just going to be exactly where you left. Whereas I want to help you on a weekly basis get that exponential curve of creating good social media content. So that is what we do for marketing. I also share my leveraged infrastructure system and show them little bits on everything they need to be doing. And it's quite a big operation with the marketing. But basically, if an agency promises you the world, look at yourself and be like, would that guy really shout me out when I'm only creating 1 reel per week? Is he going to pay for me to do this when I'm only making 1K a month? And if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Now, although this video has been more about how to identify a bad agency, I just want to say and clear up one thing. There are good agencies out there. If you look at big OFM agency owners who are actually doing everything legit, they are living a comfortable life, or some of them are living the high life and just celebrating a little bit too much. But even those guys, you should still be a little bit skeptical and you should still follow the things that I've said in this video, because agencies are a great asset to creators. And I've mentioned it already, but if you're a solo creator trying to juggle this, and this, content creation, chatting, posting, sticking to a schedule, doing all that, it is too hard. And that's where good agencies can step in and really take your brand to the next level. Now, I really do hope that this video has brought you plenty of value and prepared you if you're looking or thinking about starting with an agency. Following the things that I've said in this video are going to protect you. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate from these wannabe OFM guys, but to be honest, I don't care, because it's either going to drive them to actually learn how to get results for clients, or it's going to make them throw the towel in. So either way, for me and for you as creators, it's a win-win. So thank you very much for watching the video. If you have enjoyed what you see, feel free to like and subscribe. If you are interested in working with a proven, successful agency, you can reach out to me on Instagram at The Duke, or our Instagram page, which is at amature_consulting_, or my Twitter at Ellis Lacey UK. Or finally, you can click the link in the description or go to amature_consulting.co, which is our website. Have a look around, click request a consultation, and we will contact you as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching, guys. You are all amazing, and I'll see you in the next video.